Hey y'all, welcome to Big Sexy Chat. My name's Crystal.
I'm Murph.
Yay, we're back. Murph, it's been a while. We have a lot to catch up on. Holy shit, so much has happened in the fat universe.
Oh my gosh, it's like a whirlwind of stuff that I was just like, and we need to add this to the list and this to the list, and it just keeps going.
So much catching up. I want to start off by just saying how excited I am about all these TV shows with fat characters, and they're not just like chubby, they're on the larger side of fat, and we love any kind of representation we can get, but I love Jeff Jenkins' new travel show, Never Say Never. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's on Discovery Channel. Have you watched that, Murph?
I watched the first episode where he's in New Zealand and the whitewater rafting, and it was awesome.
They got him a customs wetsuit. I was like, how can you imagine how much that was? I would love to have one of those.
Yeah,
And yeah, he's so adorable. He has a great smile. He's very telegenic.
yeah,
He's goes by Chubby Diaries, I think, on Instagram and his blog.
yeah. He has this charisma about him
Does,
that
yes.
just it illuminates, like it radiates off of him. It's just like, ooh,
I
yeah.
know. I'm trying really hard to get in touch with him. I want to have him on the show.
Yeah. His zest for life is contagious.
I want to see his wife. I think they should do some episodes together too. I mean, I don't know who she is, but I'm assuming she's fantastic as well
Yeah.
because he has a great smile. He's so cute. I love it. So yay
And
for fatties.
that's on Discovery Plus, but also on Disney Plus.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then Michelle Buteau. Love her. What an amazing comedian. And yeah, she has a new show called Survival of the Thickest on Netflix.
Yes.
Murph, only 8 episodes though.
But I binged that in one day and I could not put it down. I just everything that I thought was going to happen didn't happen. Thankfully, it wasn't that cliche nonsense. It
Nope.
was so smart and so witty, and the way they talked to each other was just so authentic, and there were just fat bodies and queer bodies and just the best cast.
So good. So good. I agree. Love it.
I can't
Nicole Byer is one of the. So, if you haven't watched or if you don't know about it, Michelle Buteau's character is a stylist for fat people in New York, right?
Yeah, she does all modeling, but
Right.
she prefers to work with fat people.
So she styles some fatties, and it's wonderful fashion, and it's just so done so beautifully, and just so much representation. And I haven't finished the last episode because I'm edging it out. I don't want it to end, so I'm just gonna wait. My mom said she watched all 8 episodes like within a few hours too. She really liked it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh, I immediately thought, oh, she's going to end up with Tone Bell, like her best friend. I'm just so glad that they didn't play to the basics, like they really swung for the fences and hit it.
Yeah, it's not
Love
typical.
Michelle.
Like it's not super typical. It's not, or
Yeah.
no, that's not the word. But like, it's not condescending either. It's just very real. It's great, great dialogue.
Yes.
And then
It's
there's also. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying it's genuine. Like it's the kind of thing you want people to really like talk. Like when you have those conversations and say your feelings and be authentic, and
Yeah.
oh, beautiful.
And then there's also Gabourey Sidibe. She's on a show with Johnny Knoxville. They do pranks on people, or people do. Anyway, I didn't really watch it much. I watched one episode, but I love seeing Gabourey Sidibe on there. She's so stunning, and she's so funny. She has a funny personality. She's very relatable, I think, and I'm happy to see her there.
Yeah, she has a really good sense of humor on that show.
Sure does, yeah. And then also we learned about this new documentary that's about to come out, which is called Fat is Fashion. And the person that created it goes by Diva Big, Bigg, on Instagram. And she has a hashtag, my fat is my beauty. Her name is La Quinta Deis, but Marie Denis from the Curvy Fashionistas in it. Maui Bigelow is in it. Gwen DeVoe, all kinds of amazing people. But this person, La Quinta or Diva Big, she responded to me because I went and DM'd her. And she said, "Yeah, Damien, let's work it out." She wants to come on the show, and I think
Oh,
they're having their big event this weekend. But I think it's something she's going to try to do, several
that's
times
awesome.
a year. And we should also have Marie on. Marie's a good friend of mine. I would love to interview the curvy fashionista.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Fat fashion. I can't
I
get
know,
enough of that right now. So
right? So yeah,
for it.
that's like 4 different things that we know of where fat people are going to be, heavily centered, but not just about being fat.
Right.
Kind of like Bridget Everett's show, right? Somebody somewhere, I can never remember the damn name.
Yeah, that's it. And
Okay,
they just ended season 2,
right? And
and
they're
they
going to
got
get another
renewed for
season.
season 3.
And yeah, that show's not about her being fat. It's just about her.
Yeah, just her life.
Guess
God,
what?
it's so amazing. Like it blows our minds when it's just like, oh, it's just about her life. Like I just swear, like I'll tell somebody that, and that's a thin person, and they're like, "What? Why is that a big deal?"
It's a
Like
big deal.
it's a big deal.
Fatties have jobs. We go to work. We have relationships. We have sex. We have families. We have issues with our families. We have love and death and weddings and funerals, and just like every other human,
Yep.
we're not
Yep.
all funny. I
Right.
like to think I am, but we're not all of us are funny or jolly.
Right. And not all of us are timid and wallflowers and don't want, to have any attention put upon us.
Yeah. And
Sometimes
I don't know about you, but I don't settle when it comes to relationships and partners.
not at all.
Never settle. No way. So yeah, exciting stuff is going on. It's just too amazing. And also, I should say, just for timing's sake, or when people are listening to this, we're recording this right as all of the Barbie stuff is going on. It's a little woo out there in the world about Barbie. I haven't seen it yet. I know you haven't seen it yet either, Murph.
No, dying to see it. I may break down and end up in the theater seeing it. I'm just not that person, but I'm a huge Greta fan. She's a Sacramento native, so not only that, but she's just brilliant, and nothing of hers is just easy. It's not the
Yeah.
shallow story. You're going to get
Hmm.
lots of layers there.
Yeah, I know. When I was a kid, I had a fat Barbie. I think her
Oh,
name
really?
was Tanner or Skipper or Skippy or I don't know. I remember she had thick thighs, thick thighs
Nice.
and like thick ankles, of
Hmm.
course. And I don't know. I wasn't that excited about it because I don't really have the best relationship with that whole Western beauty ideal stuff. I always felt like it was not didn't represent me.
Hmm.
And also, I noticed when I was little, how come there's no black Barbies? How come there's no Barbies with a hijab? I was worried about things like that when I was like in the 6th grade. I
Wow.
remember that my shirt that said when God created man, she was only joking that I had made in the 6th grade. So I was tuned into these things. They were already that sort of inequity was bothering me already. So I don't know. But now that I heard that Barbie and Mattel and Greta have pissed off conservative men and they're crying over it, I'm like, oh, I'll be there. Even if I just want to go there and give them money to buy a ticket to support
Uh-huh.
this because yeah, awesome.
Oh yeah. Just they're screaming from the rooftops. It's it's all these feminists and they want to be down with the patriarchy, and they want a man to have no unit.
I can.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, it's like too woke for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By the way, they're the
Absolutely.
only ones that use that stupid word. Okay.
Exactly.
It's so ridiculous. It's like the gay bill. I have to say gay every time you talk about the gay bill. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna see it. I'm definitely gonna see it. But there's so much buzz, right? They spent like $100 million on marketing the damn movie.
Yeah, I guess I read an article that said that in January they started the countdown, basically of like, we are going to market the F out of this. Like,
Planting the
they
little
did.
seeds. They
Yeah.
did.
And
Damn.
I mean, everybody dressed up and the outfits and I just love looking at, I haven't even been, but just seeing people,
It's been fun.
going to the movie theater in their great little ensembles. I'm just like, this is amazing. And
And
that standee that they have in the movie theater that you can get into so that you're the Barbie.
I
Oh,
love it.
genius.
So genius. Yeah, great marketing team. I
Yeah.
love it, love it. Yeah, I'll definitely go see it. I'm gonna probably see it soon just so I can feel a part of the buzz.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Also, I think Greta had she's like breaking records. So
Yeah.
also proving to
The
Hollywood that women can make movies and be successful at it.
female director that make
Can't,
that much at a box office opening.
it can be intersectional. It can be feminist. There's people out there that want to see all that.
That's right.
I mean, I'm assuming it is. I'm assuming it's because people I love and know who those are important things to them. I know they're saying, heck yeah,
Yeah.
it's all those things. So yay, Barbie. And then there's Oppenheimer. Jeez. I mean, whoa.
I really want to see it, just because I'm a huge Nolan fan.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I mean, but I've just read like so much stuff about not only how Oppenheimer really um, took advantage of natives and just basically burned them alive on their land from the fallout from what he created, and they didn't care. The government came in and was just like, if you're in an 80-mile radius, so much for you, and killed their livestock, forced them out, all kinds of stuff just so that they could test there. It's like, man, that's jacked up. And then you hear what Cillian Murphy did.
Yeah.
You got to explain it because it
Yeah. So you were talking about the indigenous people, that's who they're experimenting on?
that they basically went over there and then dropped the A-bomb there and could care less that they were, like, they specifically chose native land so that it wasn't white people that were dying.
Wow, it sucks.
And they
Yeah.
only went out to an 80-mile radius. So there was a ton of people that they said just now it's like a generational situation because they're all so poor. They lost all their land. They lost all their ability to make money and have farm animals. And
Health.
yeah, they just basically, like, their entire family lineage is just, the lowest of the low socioeconomic, and no land, no nothing, just
Yeah.
decimated their families.
Yeah, I don't want to go there, but our country has a reputation for a lot of that shit. And sadly but anyway, yes, the whole Barbenheimer, the whole diet thing, the guy, what's his name? Killian?
Cillian, I think is how they say it, but it starts
He,
with a C.
yeah. Supposedly he was eating one almond a day. I'm like, oh gosh.
Just to get emaciated.
Your
Can you?
brain needs more than one almond a day.
Yeah.
And I just think, oh gosh, that kind of thing just starts to set people up for disordered eating or eating disorders. And
Mhm.
remember when it was like, eat 8 almonds for a snack or some kind of keto bullshit? And I was like, 8 almonds?
Right.
Come on.
And can you imagine, like, just one almond and you're running, doing a 14-hour day on a movie set? And
No.
I can't even imagine, like, the physical pain he had to be in just from not having enough anything. I mean, he's already a thin guy, so
Yeah.
one almond a day is ridiculous.
Why
It
eat
makes
anything? What is that going to
Yeah.
do? But that's not healthy. It's really bad for your organs. It's bad for your brain. My brain wouldn't be able to think. I would be in such a fog. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
my body requires food, even though I'm fat. I know some people think that fat people have reserves, but now I still have to have my food. But Killian, why couldn't they have done more, like in CGI and makeup and things like that? It's such a terrible,
I
terrible
think,
thing.
it's one of those weird, like, I'm a badass actor because I'm willing to, change my body to do whatever it is for the role. And, it's like Christian Bale had that for a while when he
Mm-hmm.
did, I think it was called The Machinist,
Mm-hmm.
where, like, he wasn't eating, and you see it and it's like, okay, you don't see a lot of women do that. I think Charlize was one of the first ones that did it for Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's usually guys, and it's interesting that it's like, oh, okay, we're more than happy to put that as like, ooh, do this because Christian Bale did it or Cillian Murphy, and it's like, no, you're really promoting a disordered lifestyle. Like, this is not okay.
Always the kids. I think about young people who are still finding their way and are so confused, and
Yeah.
it's going to cause all kinds
Well,
of problems.
another situation, current event wise, that also is sad to hear and not great on the outcomes, is the reason Lisa Marie Presley passed away. And I want your opinion on this because I've seen a couple different articles where they don't say it's due to bariatric surgery. They say due to scar tissue.
Hmm.
And when it first came out, it was like boop boop red, sirens. It was like she died because of gastric bypass surgery. And then it was like I started seeing all the articles change, and it was more like she died because of scar tissue.
Scar tissue from her weight loss surgery?
Yes.
Okay, either way, that's weight loss surgery. I mean, I think probably most listeners here are clear how we feel about weight loss surgery, and it's really sad and scary. I know a lot of fat people. You know a lot of fat people, and I know a lot of people who've been maimed. You know,
Yeah.
I was talking about Lisa Marie on my Facebook page, and one of my friends who I met at Kirby Girl, she had a weight loss surgery a year ago, December, and she's had 10 stomach surgeries since then, and she has to have a what's it called, colostomy bag.
Colostomy bag.
She's really young. She was not that fat. She just was, most of us don't want to be fat because of the way people treat us.
Right.
We know that we're not going to get, treated even like humans most of the time, especially by doctors. And people are saying, oh yeah, I know people that have had 2 different weight loss surgeries. They're still fat today. Just not a fan. But why would Lisa Marie Presley need weight loss surgery? There's just.
I can't. Yeah.
Do you ever
Well,
remember seeing her even chubby?
no.
I don't either.
I think probably the chubbiest she'd ever been was when she kissed Michael Jackson on the MTV Music Awards. And
She was
she
so
wasn't
beautiful.
chubby. I mean, that was just
Heavy for Hollywood, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
Got to be a double negative 0. Like, who wants to be a 0? You're literally
Yeah,
nothing.
and to know, like, I don't know, you mentioned the whole, like, we all know people who've had gastric bypass or weight loss surgery of some kind, lap band surgery. I haven't met a single person who hasn't drastically had a personality change
Yeah.
after having that, as well as some sort of medical complication.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, has that been your experience too?
Yeah. And the incidence of, they have a lot of suicidal ideation after surgery. My theory is gut biome. If you cut out 90% of your stomach, you're not having all those synapses that are supposed to happen in your gut that tells your brain how you might feel. So
Right.
that's my theory. I know nobody knows for sure why, but alcoholism goes way, way up.
Way up.
And
Yeah,
way up. Yeah.
alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
From
Quick way
that.
to get a lot of calories is have some bourbon or have a gin and tonic or whatever the hell you drink. I don't know. Have a lemon drop.
Right.
I'm not much of a drinker, but yeah, it makes me sad that people
Yeah.
just
I
that would
know.
do that, go to that. But why Lisa Marie? She had so much money. She could have done a million other things, but I don't know. It's sad. She's so young. I'm 55, so whenever I see people like around my age, I'm like, what
Right.
the hell? I
Well,
mean,
and that's what it's sad, but at the same time, I'm really kind of glad that these kind of things do come to light because
mm-hmm.
there's so many celebrities that they've, said, oh, well, it was because of whatever. And it's like, no, it was because they did something to try to be thin. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Karen Carpenter,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
um, uh, Amy Winehouse, like, it's like
Mm-hmm.
people dying from like eating disorders and yo-yo dieting and the stuff that they put their bodies through with
This
that.
sucks. I hate it.
It's awful.
It shouldn't
But
happen like that at all. Yeah, gosh, a lot has happened since we talked last. Holy
yeah,
moly. It's crazy. Just so much going on in the world. Oh, you know what? Pineapple. I'm trying hard not to say the word crazy, so I'd like to undo that or redo that. So I'm going to start over. It's so intense how much is going on, Murph, out there with all the celebrities and the new shows and the good stuff and the bad fat stuff, and like Lisa Marie's death. Just we went too long without talking.
right? There was a lot to cover.
Hey, at least some of it's good news.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. We also have a new sponsor. We're so excited.
Let's hear about it.
Some people might remember our interview with Amazon Amanda. She's an Amazonian woman who gets paid to travel all over the world to squash men.
Yes,
Well,
queen.
while she's fully clothed, and they pay her. And
Yes.
yeah, anyway, she has also created an adult film business called BB. Oh,
BBW Triple X
thank
Adventures.
you. Don't have the
Yes.
memory for that kind of thing. Yeah, so fat women in the porn.
Yeah, and plus size guys.
That's
And
right.
all different body types of fat. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I appreciate, it's like there's some really nice variety and different ages, different like body modification
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So like she's really nailing it with this production company and making this content. It's like really like nice backgrounds and soft lighting.
Oh, okay.
It's very, it's premium stuff.
Good deal. Yeah, she's amazing. I'm so excited to check it out. I'm so excited that they're willing and happy to be a sponsor for us. And yeah, I love working with them, and I can't wait. And I think our listeners are going to appreciate it as well. Now, some people don't like porn. That's fine. You don't have to tune in.
Yeah.
It might not be for everybody. It's okay. But we love them and they love us, and that makes us really happy. And we like supporting them, and they like supporting us. So that's awesome. I'm so grateful to Amanda, and your introduction to Amanda. You're the reason we met her.
Oh, she's a nice lady,
She sure
and
is.
I just appreciate the hell out of her. So I'm glad that she wanted to help us, and
Yeah.
we'll help her and send some traffic her way. And
Mm-hmm.
if you like plus size porn, though, I tell you, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I do. I like seeing real bodies. I also enjoy bodies that have like tattoos and piercings and things like that as well. More alternative look.
Yeah, I agree.
And
More
I know we don't have the date set, but we're going to be interviewing Sophia Rose, who's also an adult movie performer.
Yes, I've known Sophia on Amazon through the same group that we used to get together with, and both of these ladies are fabulous. So I think it'll be great to talk to Sophia just about her life in the business and really, learning how she kind of helped shape some BBW categories and content when it comes to the adult industry. So it'll be a good combo.
Yay. So, Murph, are you ready to talk about our favorite section? Because we like when you sing the jingle for us.
Hot topics.
Yay.
Yes, so we are talking about erogenous zones today.
Mm.
So, erogenous zones are anywhere on your body that, when touched, teased, licked, kissed, all the different things that can be done, provide you a heightened sense of pleasure. And there are many erogenous zones. And really, I'm sure for those of you who are elder millennials or Gen Xers recognize the Cosmo little, here's your 7 erogenous zones, and they mapped them out for you and told you what to try and what not to try. And those of you that have not, maybe you've seen Friends, where Monica Geller is explaining to Chandler Bing all of the erogenous zones, and she gets to 7, and
It's awesome.
it was quite fun. So, yeah, let's talk erogenous. Crystal, tell me a little bit about what your erogenous zones are.
For me, I have a very sensitive neck,
Mm-hmm.
neck and ears. And then one of my favorite spots on my partner is smelling his neck.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I just love that. It's like man smell, like, so
Mhm.
good to me.
Yeah.
Especially if he has a little bit of cologne on. He's been wearing it for a little while and has like a vanilla note to it. I think, oh yeah. For me, definitely my nose is a big. I have to have my partner needs to smell really good. I
Yeah.
can't do stinky BO, anything like that. But my neck is, I mean, I always say, if you just kiss my neck, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Because I melt. What about you?
Yeah. Oh, neck for sure. I really like the collarbone area
Mm-hmm.
too. So like right, um, base of the back of my neck, like that, like a little bit of a tug of hair, like a
Mm-hmm.
little rough, but not like super hard, just like the
Yeah.
little tug feels good. Um, I'd say I definitely like the inner part of my arm, like my bicep area. Um, I like that to kind of like be like have more of a rough texture.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say one of the things that I started to try at we have like sex toy girls night at the sex toy store here in town, and they brought out the little electric play. So you put on the glove and like touch your arm or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like I noticed that like the insides of my arms are like really really sensitive with that, and I like it. So
Interesting.
yeah, so now I'm like, ooh, maybe I want to get one of those like little electric gloves or whatever they call
Like
it.
the violet wand glove. Maybe that's what it's
Yeah,
called. Murph, I recall another discussion on a different episode about your inner and upper arms.
yeah, my little butt arm.
Yeah, your butt arm. I knew there was a funny word. That's right.
Yep, super
Interesting.
sensitive, and yeah, it's just like I think it's part of that skin that rarely gets touched, so
Yeah.
it's extra sensitive. But yeah, is there any kind of specific toy that you like to like? I think of like feathers and little
Have
leather
you?
whips.
Yeah, floggers. Have you ever
Flog-
tried that little Wartenberg wheel? It's kind of a
no,
spiky little wheel, and it has a little handle.
oh,
It's
I
kind of
haven't
like
tried.
it's like about the length of a fork or a spoon, and then yeah, the wheel is kind of spiky, and you
Oh,
can just somebody can run it over you, or you can run it over them,
it's
and it
like
just a little pokey, but I think you can make it hard or soft. It's kind of nice for me, not so hard. But I'm really tender. And then I
yeah.
was going to tell you, at my day job, I'm an electrologist, and I noticed that I have a spot on my lower tummy, and because sometimes I'm working on people's bikini areas or their navel to clear the
Mhm.
hair. Sometimes I'm like cleaning them with cotton or whatever, and they're like, ha, ha. So if I touch this like area, and I have an area there too, which is like my lower tummy to the right of my belly button, and I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest thing, but if it gets touched, I'm like, ha, like my body goes into spasms. And I've noticed that other women on my table do the same thing. I'm like, oh, I have one of those spots. What is that?
Interesting.
I don't really necessarily like it
Yeah,
or hate it. I'm just like, what the hell is it? Then I've noticed in all these, years I've been doing electrolysis that other people have it. And
yeah.
sometimes I forget that what I'm doing sometimes might tickle people because, I'm tearing out their hair, not tearing, but I'm treating their hair one follicle at a time. Sometimes I have to wipe the hairs off or clean it. And then I touch, very sensitive areas. Like they start laughing or whatever. I go, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to tickle you. I don't want this to be like erotic. I'm here to do a job.
Right. That's fun though. I mean, yeah, you
It's
probably
interesting.
find
Hmm.
some interesting little
Hmm.
Ooh, somebody has a special spot there.
Yeah. And then my anti-erogenous zone, do not go near my navel. Do not touch my belly button. Don't poke a finger in there because whatever we're doing is over. I hate it.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't like the belly button. I the other thing I was thinking was like kind of like there's a spot in the back of my knee where it
Oh, yeah.
like the knee pit or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
that yeah, that one. If a really good foot massage can definitely be so my feet can be erogenous from time to
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. I usually ears are I enjoy a little bit of ear stuff, but that can get me like super ticklish and like
Yeah. Hmm.
really
Like a tongue in your ear. I'm like, ah, what
yeah,
will he? What will he?
exactly where it's like, oh, don't do that.
I can't stand Dr. Oz for many obvious reasons, but he did say one time in one of his stupid shows where he's giving away his quackery advice is that a quick way into a woman's heart is by massaging her feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, he got one thing right.
Yeah.
Especially us bigger girls, man, our dogs are barking.
Yeah.
You give me a good foot rub, I will do whatever you want.
Yeah. Or lower back, like just rub my lower back. Oh,
Yeah, for sure. But for me, I think my sense of smell is really the most important,
mm-hmm.
like what attracts me to somebody else. And, there's a lot of different information about pheromones and stuff. Your body's just always giving off pheromones. It's a hard thing to study because they're invisible, right? We
Right.
know that dogs and animals give off pheromones and that attracts them to one another. Dogs can smell other dogs in heat from miles away because of these pheromones. So I don't know what the science is behind it, but I do know that I'm sure this happened to you before. You met somebody and you're like, I can't stand that person. You spent 10 seconds with them. You're like, nope. Sometimes I wonder, is that the pheromones? Or other times you meet somebody, you go, I don't know why I love this person so much. Maybe it's the pheromones are just like clicking, like, yep, you two are a match,
Yeah, you get the same kind of energy or same vibe. Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I had it both ways.
Yeah, yeah, me too. My friend, I remember she was married for a long time. And I remember in the very beginning of her marriage, she told me she didn't like the way her partner smelled. And I was like, it's not going to go
Deal
well.
breaker. Yeah.
They stayed together for a long time, but I was like, it's just not gonna, it's so basic, right? So
Right.
I don't know. Oh, I know another one, playing with your hair.
Oh, yeah.
I wish men could understand how much like we love that.
Right. I just like, I know. I
It's
want like a girlfriend just so that I can
uh-huh.
make out, touch each other's boobs, and, and play with each other's hair. Like that sounds fantastic to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's a good area for me too.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it is so good. And yeah, it's very intense for me. I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
oh,
it's even a good like scalp rub,
oh yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
seriously.
We should ask our listeners to send us their favorite erogenous zones or if they have
Yeah.
anything unusual.
Oh, I'd love it.
I'd love to
I,
talk about that. Sexy at BigSexyChat.com. We don't have to use your name if you don't want to, but send them our way so we can kind of come back to this at our next episode and see what else people have. I'm sure people have all kinds of fun stuff that I never even thought of.
well, and I want to get granular too. So like if you use a specific item for a specific area, I want to know about it.
Yeah. I mean, we all need more ideas, okay?
Right?
If
Like
you are having a relationship that's more than like 5 years, you're going to need some new stuff.
and hearing it from the people that you love is even better
It
because
sure is.
it's even
Because
painful.
things get tedious. It's like you know each other so well. You know each other's buttons. Everybody has their little map that they do to their partner. And you get can be a little tedious. So yeah, send us your ideas for sure. Oh, Murph, I don't know if you noticed that we had some emails in our inbox from a certain person that was on one of our shows or our calls, and he wants us to tell everybody, how much he loves fat women. And we got like
Oh,
14 emails from him. I'm like, oh gosh, love you, but no, that's not okay. And we also had another question in the inbox. Unless you're not ready to move on, but we have a question from a listener, and
no.
I think their question came in around the time that we interviewed Jen McClellan from Plus Mommy about
Okay.
how to raise children that are not fat phobic. And then what else did we talk about, Jen? We talked about the new stupid guidelines with Jen. Anyway,
The
AMA or APA.
American Pediatric Association.
Yeah. So this question came in then. This is from Josh Z. And I'm assuming he's a he, wanted to know more family, parenting, parenthood advice. He said he could use any kind of information that would help him with his children and, whatever we think that could help them and their family to not raise kids that are fat phobic and not be anti-fat around your children.
Right. I think that's it right there. You just nailed it.
Yeah.
You have to be the model with this because you're setting them up to go into a world where everyone else thinks differently. And so, well, I shouldn't say everyone, but the majority of the people think differently. And so it means being very transparent with your children and talking to them about, these are sometimes people say things to people to just be mean, and that can be about their bodies and the size of their bodies or the way that their bodies look, or, and just keeping it very, it has to be to their educational level, but also very realistic. Kids are sponges and they can really spot BS. So the better that you are at just being honest and, forthright about, hey, this is the world that you're entering, you're setting your kid up for success, because really it's about what they learn. And if you hear them say something that's rude, or repeating back something that someone else has said that is inappropriate, calling them out for that and say, hey, that we don't talk like that, this is not appropriate, and why, and you wouldn't like it if somebody came up to you and said something like that, and just being very clear. But I think our culture is just so steeped in the contrary that it makes it that much harder for people to raise kids in this world and not be, not have some kind of question, or not have to face some sort of issue with fat phobia, whether they're defending a friend or they're getting bullied or something like that themselves.
People always say babies aren't born racist.
Right.
Babies are also not born anti-fat or fat phobic.
Right.
So that comes from their home life, their other outside of their home life, their friends and school, and what they teach in school and what they see on television.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids, but I mean, it's taught. It's all taught. It's because they soak in, like the bumper sticker you have on your refrigerator that says nothing tastes as good as being thin, or whatever they see other people saying on television, making bullying fat kids. They start to kind of get this idea that it's okay. And just like it's not okay to make fun of somebody because of their race or say something racist, it's also not okay to make fun of somebody who's fat.
Yeah, and that's a concept not well understood. And I think part of that too is, if you're going to raise a kid in this world, because I'm child free as well, but I see a lot of kids in therapy and deal with a lot of those issues. So I know if somebody's like, oh, I'm not going to listen to these people because they're not, they don't have kids, they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
That's nonsense. So
yeah,
I think the biggest thing though is that you have to check yourself constantly, because just like I mentioned, kids are sponges. They're watching when you don't think they're watching.
Yep.
So if you're, squeezing your fat, looking in the mirror, or, oh, I'm such a fatty, or I can't eat that, that's bad. Like, they're going to pick up on that language, those behaviors, all of those types of things. So you have to be very mindful of your anti-fatness, and recognize when the things that you experienced you need to unlearn, so that you can then stop that from happening to the next generation.
I feel so fat.
Right.
They hear that and they see you trying to look at your body in the mirror and look at certain different ways, or saying that I'm going to be bad tonight, I'm going to have dessert. It just starts to, and layer after layer after layer, right? They start to inherit all of that information. And I know I'm like you in that I kind of feel like I helped raise some kids. I'm an auntie, and I have some friends whose kids I feel like I'm kind of been a part of their village of raising them. So I don't have any children that I gave birth to, but I've been around kids a lot in my lifetime. I babysat since the time I was 12 years old. And yeah, it's everywhere. We know it's in all the magazines. It's in even just shopping. When I was a kid, I couldn't buy clothes at the mall. I'd have to buy like tough skins from Sears, and my mom had to take it up like 6 inches for the pant length.
Yep.
Husky, size husky. That
Well,
sends a message to you.
absolutely. Absolutely. And the more that you recognize that in you, the better chance you have of raising a human that's not going to be a shithead.
Compassionate. What do you do when you're out in the wild if somebody says something to you? Like, I've had kids say, "Oh my gosh, you're so fat," or "Look at your fat tummy," or "Mommy, why is this person's tummy so fat? Why are they so fat?" And I don't trip about it now. I used to get more butt hurt, but now I just stop and I go, "Isn't that really cool? All of our bodies are so different. Isn't that neat?" And then I just move on. But what about,
Yeah.
has that ever happened to you?
Oh yeah, it's happened to me. I usually just say bodies come in all shapes and
That's a
sizes.
good one.
Usually I do it with a big smile and then they're smiling, so
Yeah.
it's usually not a problem. But I've had, kids be little assholes and just be like, "Oh, look at her,"
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, and then you see mom and dad and you're like, "Ah, yeah, got it."
Yeah. Yeah, right. Good parenting. Good job.
Mhm.
But yeah, it does. It's, even I know in some of the cartoons that kids watch, I guess there's sometimes bullying of fat kids or anti-fatness. I would never let my children or my nieces and nephews watch something like that. That's terrible.
Well, and it's just so pervasive in our culture. Sometimes you don't even know that it's happening.
Yeah,
They're
true.
watching a show and then it's like, "Oh, what was that? Like that was inappropriate."
Hmm. Speaking of fat rights and fat people, the
Yeah.
most amazing organization, the National Association for the Advancement. No, I have it
Yep.
written down, Murph. I have it written down. NAFA,
Yep.
National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. Ooh, I have to write it down. I get it all confused with NAACP. Anyway, they are the people, the organization, that's 54 years old this year, and they're the people who are really working hard to help us get legislation passed so that fat people can become a protected class, and also tall people and people with body modifications and all that good stuff like we were talking about earlier. They are having, well, first of all, August is Fat Liberation Month. Yay. August is also
Should
Anal
we
Sex Month.
insert like some horns or
We
something
should,
like
yeah.
pew?
It's also August. August is also Anal Sex Month, Murph.
Oh, double the pew pew pew.
Get ready. Anyway, NAFA is having all kinds of events this month, and there'll be 10 events. And I know this, we probably won't be able to publish this until the middle of the month, but they have 10 events all month long and they're free. And you can just go to their website. They have actually a special landing page for this. NAFA, NAAF, like Frank .org/FLM. And yeah, they all kinds of cool stuff in the evenings via Zoom. They do like a Friday night social most Friday nights. And it's all free. And they look really fun. People sometimes go in costumes. They have themes. And they talk about the serious shit, living in a fat body too. But I want everybody to know about that because they do so much work for all of us. And I really appreciate what they do. And I know you do too, Murph. And get involved, become part of fat community. Fat community is everything. It's so, so, so helpful when you're trying to, weather all these storms that fat people have to, put up with.
Well, and you meet new people, and
Yeah.
usually people that have similar lives to you and
Hmm.
understand the same issues that you experience. So, that's community.
A long time ago, I went to my first meeting for families with alcoholism issues. And
Al Anon.
I remember being so tripped out. I didn't realize so many other people were having my exact same life. I was like, wow, I was looking around the room and people would get up and speaking. And I was like, shut up. I did not know. And that's like being in community with fat people, right? They have all the same shit you have to deal with. They, can't find clothes or their backs of their skirts right up, to show their butt because people don't take our hips into consideration when they make us clothes on our size, and they can't fit into chairs, and you get fat shamed at restaurants. It's just so fun to talk with people who live your same life and speak your same language.
Snaps. Like, there's that's 100. As my nephew would say, that's dead ass. I have I haven't learned the new lingo yet, but
You're so
that one
dead ass.
is. But yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. And, being in mental health and hearing constantly about the epidemic of loneliness,
Yeah.
it's really something that I think a lot of people kind of brush off, but it's really, we're seeing huge numbers for suicide and people feeling depressed. And it's really, when you boil it down, it's I don't have somebody. I don't have somebody to talk to. I don't have that community, that connection. And NAFA's offering that. So,
Yeah.
hey,
All month.
advantage.
Yes. Go party with Tigress and all the other fun NAFA people and give them some support. And if you can afford to, you can even give them a little money. I do like $10 a month through their auto pay on
Yeah.
Facebook. And, it's not much, but I want to help any way I can. I should also mention before we start talking about sex toys, we do have our very first subscriber. I put our
Whoa.
little link to subscribe to our subscription, whatever you want to call it, in the last newsletter, and a person signed up to do $3 a month, which we so appreciate. So, she can cancel whenever she wants to. I'm not going to say her name because she did not expressly give me permission to mention it, but we appreciate her. She was our very first subscriber, and we love to have more subscribers. If you like our content, it is, it's expensive to put out our show, but we do it. We love it. We love it. We love connecting with all of you and engaging with all of you and sharing with all of you. But I'll put the link to the subscription on all of our socials, of course, and on the blog and in the newsletters. So if you also want to sign up to subscribe, you're welcome to cancel anytime. We pay about $40 a month just to host the website, and then about $625 a month to record and everything when it comes to podcasts a month. So we could use some help. We're not making any money yet. One day though, I know it's coming. But yeah, thank you to our first subscriber. We appreciate you.
Subscriber, you're the best.
She is.
Yay, I'm so excited. I love the idea of people being able to subscribe and just be like, $1, $2. This
Yeah,
person gave $3. That's amazing. Like every month you're going to give us $3. Like all that adds up.
I'll take it. It's like a Patreon, but without going to the work of doing all Patreon.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, I think we should talk about the vibe of the week.
Oh, yay. I'm excited to talk about this. I don't have it yet. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to get a copy. I'm going to get a copy. I'm going to get a sample. I'm working on a couple samples, but so far I know for sure I'm going to get a sample. And it's from one of our current sponsors, Liberator. They make sex furniture and sex blankets. And Murph and I are big fans already, even without their sponsorship. I've been a fan of their products for, 30 years. They asked me if I wanted to try a new product called the Scoop Rocker. And it's kind of cool. It almost looks like the top of a muffin, like a muffin top.
Oh.
So flat on one end and then kind of curved or arched on the top part. Actually, you can have it either way. But basically, they're making it for larger people, so bigger people who are taller people, wider people. So they wanted me to try it to see if it's going to work for a fat body. And it has some restraints on it. It comes with restraints. And it's the disc, the muffin top is soft. Of course, it's all soft, to your feel. And there's a way to restrain somebody to this little muffin top pillow thingy with like your hands or your ankles or all four.
Oh.
Yeah. And you don't have to use the restraints if you don't want to, but it's just like a sex chair beanbag, but not beanbag. It's that same Liberator high density foam, I think. Well, I know it
Yeah.
is, which I know holds up to my big ass. Yours
Same
holds up?
here.
Yeah.
I've had that black label with the restraints built on it. It's so convenient. You don't
Yeah.
need to think, it's all done. So you just put it all together and you're set.
Yeah, and it has like all the Liberator products. You can take the cover off and on, throw it in the washer in case you get lube or other stuff on it. And then you can I've noticed with all of mine, as soon as I take the cover back out of the dryer and put it back on the pillow or the toy, they always go on perfectly. So they don't ever shrink. They have really heavy duty plastic zippers. Anyway, the products are so great. And also if you get on it so that the round edge is towards the bottom, it rocks. That's why they call it the Scoop Rocker.
I like
No, I
it.
can't wait. I can't
That might
wait.
be fun with the doggy strap.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to, once I've tried it, I've committed to making a video for them. And
Oh, cool.
if I love the product, I'm assuming they will want to use the video. If I don't love the product, I doubt they'll want to use the video. But I also asked them if we could do some Liberator throw blankets giveaways,
Oh,
and they said yes. So we'll make sure everybody knows about that soon. And they said they'll make a video for us to use in our marketing of the free giveaways. They have a bunch of new sizes of throws, Murph, like extra king, California king size. And they also have smaller ones now too. So I was thinking we should do like, does size matter kind of
yeah.
giveaway and giveaway. I love their throws. Do you have their throws?
I used to have one. I don't have one now. We've been looking at getting one, but um just haven't pulled the trigger on it.
They hold about 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
After that, they start to kind of not be so water safe anymore. But, God, they're amazing. They're beautiful. And they, again, wash and dry perfectly.
Yeah. Great. I haven't found a single product from them that I don't enjoy.
I know, me too. They make good stuff. And thank you, Liberator, for thinking of fat bodies. And I think that's the black label line you have. Those are specifically designed for fat bodies.
Correct. Yeah. It's wider foam. It's meant for higher density or higher weight. So, yeah, I nothing but praise for Liberator and what they're doing when it comes to sex furniture for fat folks.
And thank you for supporting Big Sexy Chat. And we're happy to support you back because
Yeah.
it's not often that you find things that are made for just specifically for fat people. Usually you have to take something and, I don't know, adjust it or whatever.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people in the sex toy industry really think about us. I'm trying to get it across to them they should, because we have a lot of fat money. We want to spend our fat money on fat, cool stuff
Yeah.
and stop ignoring us. But Liberator, a company called Sports Sheets that makes a doggy style strap, they've thought of fat bodies when they created their products. And everybody loves the Hitachi wand. It wasn't designed for fat bodies, but it works great for fat bodies. So thank
Right.
you to Hitachi.
So all the other wand people start paying attention because we want stuff that has long arms on it so that we don't have to use our little T-Rex arms in ways that pop our shoulder out of place.
Exactly. Yes, so true. Yeah, and like I want Hitachi's wonderful, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of blah, it's not sexy or cute. Just
Yeah.
really gets the job done though. But it's also a great back massager. But yeah, think of us in your designs. We want cool designs. We want the metallic designs or the purple velvety designs, and we want the suction, and we want it all.
Yeah.
Don't forget us because we want to buy this stuff and use it. Fat people have sex, you guys. I know it's shocking to people, but we do.
And we spend a lot of money on stuff that we enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And we make up 70% of the population in the United States. So, hello.
Right?
Is there anything else that we want to talk about today? It feels like it flew by.
Right? I think
Mm-hmm.
we caught up. We've got
Yeah,
some fun stuff in the
we
works.
sure
And we've
do.
got some episodes that should be dropping here before this one does. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, lots of good stuff. We're
Yeah,
on the move. We're starting to be movers and shakers. So
absolutely.
it's
Oh yeah,
good.
and soon we have the Full Figure Industry Awards in November, and then FatCon in January. We have lots of information to drop about that soon. So stay tuned. Yeah, check out fatcon.org and the Full Figure Industry Awards. We're so happy to be in the top 4 of the best podcasts of 2022. That's because of all of you voted for us, and thank you so much for that. So, all right, then, if that's it, please email us. We'd love hearing from you on our socials, and email sexy@BigSexyChat. What else, Murph?
We're on Threads. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook at Big Sexy Chat, and you can find us at BigSexyChat.com.
That's the
Subscribe,
best
like,
place to go.
share. Yeah, subscribe, like, share. What else? Download.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe. Give us $1 and subscribe.
We would be so grateful for any donations that you can make, because yeah, it's expensive but so worth it. We love what we do, and this is so wonderful. So thanks to everybody who listened. always go to the website, BigSexyChat.com. That's where you can sign up for our newsletter, and that's how you can stay up to date. I send out like 2 a month. So,
and they're always got good content, so it's not like it's some long newsletter that's
no,
lost on anybody.
it's
It's
going to be
all
about
good.
sex toys, y'all.
Yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Murph.
Yeah.
I will see you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
Bye.